Hi, this is my video on the Elegiant all-in-one selfie stick. Now normally in my videos I show you the box, the item within the box first, but the box has come to me so battered, so ripped, with tape around it, it's not worth showing you the box. So I'll just start off with the selfie stick and what you get inside the box. I apologize for that. This is what you get inside the box with the Elegiant all-in-one selfie stick. You get a manual, user manual, which is in Chinese and in English, basically just stating how to put the battery in the Bluetooth remote, which this comes with, and just basic instructions how to use the selfie stick. So you get that. Next you get a spare battery, which is a CR1220 battery. It's a real small coin battery, very small. So you get that. You do get one in the actual Bluetooth shutter remote, so you get one there, so you're getting two batteries. And then you get this nice little drawstring pouch, which is made of nylon with the company name on there, which is painted on or printed on, Elegiant, and you get that with it. It's the selfie stick, or all-in-one, which they call it. Basically these are three-in-one selfie. This is a three-in-one selfie stick. Now I'll start from the bottom and work up to the top. At the bottom you get these nice rubber feet or legs which splay out. So we got rubber on each of these tips. There is no locking mechanism or no magnet within inside the feet to keep them together. It just purely keeps together by its hinge. Basically that's what keeps this together. Now as we go up the handle or stroke legs, there is no finish on these legs. It is absolutely smooth plastic, no grip whatsoever on these legs. Then we come to the center part here, which is where the legs are attached to, and this is made out of metal. So these are plastic and this is made out of metal. Then we come to the actual body up here, that's out of plastic. Then we have the Bluetooth shutter button here. The Bluetooth shutter button, which has the writing of the words Elegiant on there and a little picture of a camera on the actual button. And here, which you could just about see, and I'll try and bring it to the camera close to get it into shot. It's not doing it. There is a little LED light there, and it's a green LED light on there. Now at the top here where the phone mount is, we have another selfie stick here which has a screw bolt in here, which is covered in there. Now it is not sealed. I have tried this. You need a small screwdriver to release this out, and in there is a what we call a Phillips head screw in there. In UK, so you're abroad, you may call it a Phillips head, but it's the cross headed screw that's in here with a bolt. And this can be picked out because it's rubber. So these are rubber on either side. So in one way you can adjust this once it gets loose. So that's what's in there. And at the very top now we have the phone mount. Now this is quite a nice phone mount. I'd say it's one of the best, one of the good ones, because it has this kind of angle at the bottom here, at the bottom of the phone mount here, which is really good to place your phone in. So it will more likely grip your phone once it's in there, as you can see. Now it has rubber on the bottom here, and we have rubber at the top, and it is spring loaded, and there's a very good strong spring within here. You also have arrows of direction here. These arrows are to tell you which way to put your phone up in there, as i.e. where to set your camera. So your camera is telling you to place your camera that way in, so your phone that way in, so that the camera is at the top. The thing about this phone mount is not only it holds your phone in a landscape position, but you can rotate it. I'm just going to slide it down, that's it. to a portrait position. The mount is plastic. It's not one of the most, I'd say, thickest plastic at the back. It does have these kind of mesh webbing inside it to give it adequate strength. But I do notice that when rotating the phone, which is quite notchy, it rotates 360 degrees all the way around. It's quite notchy, and one thing I do notice is you do get a lot of flexing in this particular back of this phone mount, so be aware of that. Also, what's quite notchy is when you are turning this phone mount now, the unique thing with this phone mount is when you get the selfie stick, it looks like that in its folded up position to carry, and which is quite compact in itself anyway. But when you want to use the phone mount, you pull that out, then you've got to slightly pull this and turn it round 180 degrees, sorry, so it's facing the remote, and now you can just bring it back, and now you got your actual mount set up. Now the shutter button unit is actually removable, and the top part, or sorry, the bottom part of the mount is the actual closure and fixture of to fix the actual shutter button in to its little kind of holder. Now the holder of the shutter button has two rails on either side, and the shutter button itself here has a rail on either side which fits in, simply slips in, and it doesn't fall out, it just comes out that way. Now because this shutter button uses a CR12 coin cell battery, these coin cell batteries are really small, so that's my little finger and that's the nail. That's to show you how small it is. And the problem with this Elegiant remote, which is a negative really, is it's very, very small. Two, to open it, you have to pry open the edges of this apart to open it to change the battery. And once you do that, this button, you have to be careful. This button has a tendency to drop out because there's nothing holding the button in there apart from the top part of this shutter button. The top part of the shutter button is the only thing holding that button in there. Now I've had other companies with the similar same design of this shutter button, and people have wrote to me claiming that they've lost the actual button itself, so not the unit, but they've lost the actual button while changing the battery. So when you're going to change this battery, I suggest try and do it over your table or over a counter to catch this button, and when placing it back in, try, and what I would really do is sellotape, put a piece of tape over the button, then pry these apart, so at least the tape will hold the button there when changing this battery out of this remote. The selfie stick looks when it's fully extended. Now the manufacturer state that the whole entire length when it's extended is 29 inches. I don't go by that on my channel because to me that's not the true extension length, because you lose inches off the bottom of the handle stroke these legs when you're holding it, and the mount takes up inches as well. So to me the actual proper length, extension length, is the stem itself, which between these 2 points is 19 inches it extends to. To pair the shutter button, it's quite simple. All you do is you're going to have to place, whether it's an Apple phone, stroke iOS, or an Android phone or Windows phone, you're going to have to go to settings, then Bluetooth. For Android users, you're going to have to put your phone in discovery mode so it can see the Bluetooth signal of this shutter button. Once you do that, you press down on the shutter button and there'll be a solid green light. Now you're going to have to press between 5 to 10 seconds to get this solid green light, and then it will come up on your Bluetooth menu as Selfie EGS-5. Once it does that, you tap on it, then you press pair. There is no codes involved, no passwords. Once you touch pair, it will pair to it, and then that's it. Now once it's paired, there'll be an intermittent green light in there. As you can see, it's just flashed off. Sorry about that, folks. I keep looking at the screen there when I was looking there. It will flash on and off. So that means it's now paired with the phone. Some shutter buttons actually mute the sound of the shutter in your phone when pressed. So we'll see if this one mutes the sound. So I'm going to press it. And it doesn't. Now there is a bit of delay in this by about a second. Now I've tried and thought it was the phone, and I tried it on an iPhone 7, same thing, and I tried it on an iPhone 11, and the same thing happened on my wife's iPhone 11, and it's the same thing. So there's a bit of a delay with this shutter button. To the video to see if it will mute the sound when you're doing a video. So well, mute the sound of the shutter button when doing the video. So I'll press it, and it doesn't. And you can hear it doesn't mute that sound. There is a sleep function with this particular shutter button. Now after a couple of minutes, right, and I'd say it's about 3 minutes, this shutter button will shut down, and then you have to repair it back again. And when I mean repair it, you're gonna have to press it back, wait a couple of seconds to when the phone picks it back up again to start it. To switch it off, it's just a long press, and you'll see the green light will flash a few times and then come off, and then it's off. How the Elegant All-in-One looks when it's fully extended and with its feet out. And I have to say, folks, I am a bit disappointed with this when you're going to use it like this. It has such a narrow footprint at the base when these legs are out, and because of the plastics that's been used for the feet, they are not too, it's not sturdy whatsoever. Now I've even tried and brought down the middle, brought down the stem to act as a middle in there, and it's still not sturdy. It's this particular I'd say 3-in-1, where they call it an all-in-one, is really for indoor use, to place on a tabletop or a work surface. That's what this one, this particular 3-in-1 is really for. If you have to bring this outside and to take your shots, I suggest having it halfway. Now I've just got it slightly over halfway, but have it at halfway for outside. Sorry about that, folks. And try and get the stem here to come down in the middle. And even with that, it gives it a bit more sturdiness, if that's the word, sturdiness to it. But just keep it at half. Just keep it at half or a quarter of the way down for taking outside shots. This is my 2 pence worth on the Elegance. Let's get that right around, folks. On the Elegance All-in-One Selfie Stick. Now the first, I'll start off with the negatives first. And the first negative has to be this shutter button. It is really tiny. It's a small shutter button. Also with this shutter button, another problem with this, apart from its size, is when you're changing the battery, because it uses such a small battery, which is the CR1220 battery, you have to pry this shutter button. It's in 2 halves, and you have to pry it open. And this actual button there, and I'll try to get this into focus, this actual button there with the camera on there, people tend to lose that button. So my suggestion is to put a piece of tape over the button before you change the battery. That will hold the button in place so it's aligned and looks perfectly with the outer covering of the shutter button, and then open the actual shutter button to change the battery. Negative has to be the collars on the stem here. They could have made the collars the same color. Now I find a lot of manufacturers are doing this. I don't know the reason why. Probably it's to save cost on the actual selfie stick, just to have them in a black color or a dark gray. But to give it a more premium look, they could have made these in the same color as the actual selfie stick itself, and that would give it a more of a premium look. I do like how it uses the old-fashioned type car aerial way of extending, which is using friction to pull it up and to hold it, and it is quite stiff, so I do give it that. It has to be the lack of access. Well, it is accessible, but you have to remove these kind of rubber covers on either side to get to the screw, because this uses friction to hold, to actually move the phone mount at the top. After a while this will become loose, so you'll have to take these covers off to get to the Phillips head screw inside there to tighten up. So this could have really been done, and I don't know why some of these manufacturers just will not do it. As I said, it could be saving on costs. Just actually put a thumb screw there so you can actually manually tighten this, because that to me will give it more of a longevity than relying on a screw in there and plastic rubbing against plastic. Another negative is the legs here. Now these legs, even though they are it's made out of plastic, it's not the thickest plastic, and they're not the sturdiest of legs with this particular tripod. Now I had an iPhone SE on there, and I am telling you guys that it didn't feel sturdy when fully extended on these legs when they are spread out. It wasn't sturdy at all. Even when I brought down the central column stroke stem to the middle, it still wasn't sturdy enough, and that's why I said earlier on in the video, if you're gonna have this outside to take shots with the legs extended, just keep it at half the extension length, because any more than that, especially with a larger phone, it will just simply blow over. And the last negative of this Elegiant all-in-one has to be the handle itself, stroke legs. There is no grip on this whatsoever, not even a dimpling on this. It's just a simple matte black finish to it. So if you have sweaty palms, especially when it comes to the summer or whatever, this is going to feel like a bar of soap in your hands. And now for the positives, and there's a few positives, so it's not all negative. I like how Elegiant, let's get that way round. I like how Elegiant supplies you with a nice little pouch. That's really good from them. That's not too bad, considering that this item costs $15.99 in the UK for this particular all-in-one selfie stick. So it's good that they've thrown in a little pouch, so that's good. Also, I like how they give you a spare battery, because I've been shopping around for because there's other companies use this similar design of this Elegiant selfie stick, and to find these CR1220 batteries is a bit difficult to find, so I like how they give you a spare one of these. Another positive is I like how the phone mount can go from a landscape and simply turn around to a portrait. I like that feature, because some selfie sticks which are all-in-one can just only hold your phone in a landscape position. Also, another little thing I like, and I'll take this out. Oh gosh, taking that out. Well, it's two things. I like the strong spring in there. I really do like that, and I like how it has this kind of angle to hold your phone down, which is really good. But another thing which is I do not hardly see on any selfie stick is that, and it would be difficult to pick it up on here. I hope I got it in focus. There's two arrows up here. There's one arrow on that side and one arrow on the other side. And that is to show you which way to place your phone in to get the camera, so it's like that in there. So I like how they place that. That's a little detail which I do like. And two more positives of this. Even though I said that the legs are flimsy, but I like how they put rubber on the ends of these legs. I wish they could have put magnets or some kind of locking system, because there ain't no locking system. There are these little nodules. Is that a word? Nodules? There are these little nodules there with grooves on the opposite side. I'll try and get that in on the opposite side, so these can go into, but it doesn't substitute a magnet on the ends of these legs. So that's a positive. The other is the size of this thing. Now it collapses down to 7 inches, so it's pocketable. And ladies, you can put this into your handbag and bags. It's no problem, because I had my wife try this in her handbags that she takes out when she's going out to see what it's like, and it's okay for a handbag, clutch bag to go in. Holiday, this would be something to take. If you lose it, it's okay, it's £15. I know most people out there, when they go on holiday, they spend far more in drink than this. So for £15, it's not bad to take on holiday. Now, if you're one of these people who love taking selfies and group shots with a selfie stick, personally, I would save your money and get something more premium than this, and that will last longer than this. If you happen to have the Elegiant all-in-one selfie stick, please leave a comment down in the comment section what your opinion on this, because obviously your opinion is different to my opinion. So please leave your comments down in the comment section what you thought of this item. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I perfectly understand my videos can be long, but I like to go into detail to save you the trouble of when you buy the product, you know what to expect. So that's why my videos are long. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.